for those of you who don't know, albóndigas is like meatball soup. It's delicious. So we're veganizing it for you today. You're gonna love it. We like to put cilantro, but since we didn't have any, we're gonna use parsley. As you're chopping your vegetables, set apart half of the veggies so that you put half in the meat and half in the soup. Blend about a cup of oats. This is going to be used to bind all of the ingredients in the meat. We're going to bind it with oats, and we're going to bind it with the rice. And it's all gonna be a wonderful concoction. We are also going to use maseca, which we have used for the tamales recipe, if you watched that. We're gonna use the maseca flour to bind all of our wonderful ingredients together to make the meatballs. So maseca it is. So I'm gonna add about a cup of rice and a cup of blended oats, as well as a cup of maseca to bind my meat to all the vegetables and make my meatball. I'm gonna season my mix with some black pepper, ground black pepper, and a little bit of cumin. You can use salt for this part, or you can use this awesome seasoner that I always use in my recipes. We love it. It's super clean and natural. And sorry, my dog is barking.
Huh, look, she's hiding. She's hiding over there. Oh, you cutie little thing.
We're gonna put some oregano. For this chipotle part, it really depends on what you like. We like it really spicy, so we add a lot of it, but it's up to you. Chipotle is not usually that spicy, but it does have a kick to it, so just be mindful of that. And then we're just gonna mix everything up. So we have all our awesome ingredients here. After you mix it very well, it should look something like this. Should be nice and compressed and have this texture. Don't forget to add your parsley or your cilantro. Just add half of it again so you can add the other half to your soup. And mix, mix, mix. And we have our veggies for the soup. You don't have to, but I'm gonna use this tomato paste to make it a little bit thicker and just to make it a little better. The tomatoes I have are not looking that red, so we're gonna use this to help us a little bit with the tint of our soup. Now we're gonna prepare our pan for the soup. So this is where the soup is gonna go. You add all of your vegetables into the pan, and you don't have to add any oil or anything. You can just add a little bit of water and have the vegetables boil a little bit. Then we're gonna add a little bit of the leftover chipotle. Add as much as you want. Remember that the more you add, the spicier it'll be. We're gonna let it sit there for a little bit so the vegetables cook. And once the onion is nice and transparent, we will add the water. In the meantime, we're gonna start making our little meatballs. And this is my preferred size, but you can make them smaller or bigger, it doesn't matter. Just know that you need to compress them really well and really tightly so that they don't come apart once you put them in your soup. Now we're gonna add some water into our pan with all the vegetables. Now we're gonna add our tomato paste. And remember, you don't have to use tomato paste if your tomatoes are really nice and red and beautiful and juicy. But if they're not that great, like mine, you can use tomato paste. So let's go ahead and squeeze that in there. This is fun. This is the fun part. ¿Todo? We're gonna put all of it. My mom gave me the okay to put it all. Listo. And then we're gonna add my favorite vegetable seasoning. And this is like my salt replacement. This has just like that flavor that puts everything together. So, ¿cuántos? Una, dos, tres. Una. ¿Y si me salió ese lado? No, Dos. Let's start with 2. And then we'll go from there. If we need more, we'll add more. Cooking is all about adding stuff and tasting and adding and tasting. We're also gonna add a little bit of black pepper. And we're gonna add some oregano. So basically all of the spices that you added into your meatballs, you're gonna add them into your soup. And there you go. Once this is nice and boiling, nice and warm, we're gonna start adding our meatballs. The other option for your soup to come out extremely delicious is to add your favorite vegetables into your soup. You can just make it simple, plain meatball soup, but we're gonna add some potatoes as well. I was going to sneeze, but okay. We're gonna add some potatoes and we're gonna add some chayote, which is this awesome squashy type vegetable that my mom grows in her garden. We have a lot of it, so we're gonna put it to good use. This is the chayote that I was talking about. We're gonna add like 2 or 3 of these and maybe like 2 or 3 potatoes. Now we're gonna add our vegetables. You can add whatever you want. Some people like to add squash or ¿qué más le echan a veces más? Squashy, whatever. Our soup looks pretty ready. So we're gonna start adding the meatballs. And here they are. These are the meatballs. And they're ready to go into the warm, boiling soup. To look really beautiful and ready. We usually serve it with beans and tortillas. It's supposed to be a soup, but I didn't put it in a bowl. I just put it on a plate so I could add the rest of the ingredients that we're gonna eat the albóndigas with. So this is what it looks like. Yummy. On a different day, my friends Yasmin and Gus came to my home and we made more albóndigas, but this time we made them a lot soupier, how it's supposed to be. So we used a bigger pan and we added more liquid to the soup. And this is how they should pretty much look. It's supposed to be very, very soupy. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later.